Hey everyone. So for the past few days, Diablo's been out and I've been playing hardcore and unfortunately I died and well, it made me re-level in softcore and it made me realize just how slow leveling is. And then I wasn't really having fun in softcore because it just wasn't as difficult as hardcore was and it just wasn't as intense. So I decided to re-roll and play hardcore again. And well, I got a tip from a certain someone about something that's really good for leveling. We went and tried it out, and I think we have found the single best way to level and the fastest way to level 50 now that they have nerfed the capstone dungeon and you can't just have someone boost you through it twice to immediately hit level 50. The strategy is going to require you to be about level 25 to 30. It really depends on how risky you want to be with it, as you have a chance of dying. And if you're hardcore, I would definitely recommend to wait until at least level 30, as then you might not have as high of a chance of dying. I personally came here in hardcore at level 27, had no problem. But again, your mileage may vary, and I would recommend to judge it based on what you see in this video. So the first things first, well, we need to get to level 30. How do we get to level 30? From all the testing we've done, if you come over here in Fractured Peaks to this town, Mainstad, there are two dungeons right next to each other, Forbidden City and Mercy's Reach. The elites in dungeons are always going to be exactly the same. They're basically going to always be in the exact-ish same positions. And the monsters, like the types of monsters in a dungeon, are always going to be the same. So Forbidden City just has a lot of really good monsters, just a bunch of small ghouls. And then Mercy's Reach has a lot of elites. Now, the goal is you're just going to make a new character, and you're just going to immediately come here and World Tier 2 and just go do Forbidden City. This should get you to about level 10 off your first run. And then once you're done with the dungeon, you're simply just going to open up your emote wheel and just click leave dungeon. Now, unfortunately, we can't just immediately run the dungeon again. We need to wait for it to reset. And that does take a few minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over to Mercy's Reach and do that dungeon as well. Now, the way you want to do these dungeons is you want to go through and kill everything, but you don't want to do the boss. The boss is a waste of time, doesn't give any XP, or it gives very little XP. It just takes way too long. You've done half a dungeon by then. In the first one, Forbidden City, you are just simply going to run through the first area and kill as much as you can. There's a bunch of packs of ghouls and they give a lot of experience. And the second area, they want you to kill every monster before you can go to the boss. Now, you don't need to full clear these dungeons. As long as you clear maybe like 90% of it, that's more than good enough. Don't bother with the extra events. Sometimes you might have like a dying person that you can save, or there might be like a cursed chest or a cursed pylon. Don't worry about them. They really aren't worth your time. You're going to get so many yellow items from killing the elites. They'll have plenty of gear to keep upgrading yourself as you're doing these dungeons. And as I said, you just want to kill a few of the mobs in each area, and you don't need to full clear, as that might take a little bit too long and not be efficient. In Mercy's Reach, all you're doing in the first section of it is you're looking for the pack of 3 elites. The elites that are required to kill before you can move on to the second portion of the dungeon are always going to be in a pack of 3. So you just very quickly kill them and then you immediately leave and go to the next portion of the dungeon. The second half of the dungeon requires you to bring 2 stones back to the pylons. You're not going to worry about the stones, but you're going to go down both the paths and kill the big room where the stone actually is, because there's 4 to 5 elites in that area and there's quite a lot of mobs. It's very, very efficient. That should take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to hit about level 30 or level 25, again, depending on how risky you want to take it. And doing those 2 dungeons back to back is, from what I found, the fastest way to actually get to about level 25, level 30. There might be other 2 dungeons somewhere that might be a little bit more efficient, but I haven't found them, and it's honestly probably not worth really looking for them, as they wouldn't really be much more efficient. So what are we doing once we actually do that and we are level 30 or level 25? Well, we're going to come over here to Core Dragon, which is very conveniently right next to 2 dungeons that we're running. And so what we're going to be doing is abusing a very, very fun mechanic known as, if you log out, the stronghold resets. So we are going to be running through this stronghold and killing very specific packs of monsters. We're not going to be advancing the stronghold storyline at all. So if you've completed the storyline, unfortunately, it's not going to work on that character. But if you make a new character, the stronghold is uncompleted. So you can do this on every character. And we're going to start right here in the southern-ish section of the strongholds by this ladder. And we are just going to go up the ladder and we're going to do some very specific pulls. Now, there's 2 paths you could do for this. One is going to be the normal path and one is going to be a Sorc only path. So we're going to run through, pick up these 2 packs of elites, and we're just going to keep running past them. We're going to go into the middle courtyard here, go over to the left, get this pack of elites to follow us. We're going to walk right here in the doorway, which is going to spawn another elites. And then we're going to pick up these monsters right there. We're then going to allow everything to stack up. Now, you can kill these in any way you want on your character, but as a Sorc, we just sit here and just explode everything in a big explosion. But The goal is you just want to kill all those mobs as fast as you can with whatever tools your character has. This is just really efficient on a rogue or on a Sorc because both of them have access to exploding effects. Then we're going to come down this set of stairs here on the left. We're going to be breaking this cyst in any way you can. There's an elite in there. And we're going to be running over to the right and grabbing this elite as well. This will give us 2 more elites and quite a lot of small monsters to kill. And the reason we care about this is because elites give a lot of experience when you kill them. And so do small monsters, making this very, very efficient. Now, unfortunately, I did screw up, so I do have to wait for my cooldown. But we would just kill all of this. And then as soon as all of this is dead, we are just simply going to reset and just go again. Because we can infinitely farm these as many times as we want with nothing stopping us. As long as we don't actually advance the story of the strongholds, I just simply leave game, leave game. This will put me back in the lobby. And when we enter the game again, now this part's a little bit pay to win because again, the better your computer is, the faster this loading screen will happen. So the better your computer, the more XP per hour you can get. And as you can see, when we immediately just load back into the game, we'll be right back where I started. And all the monsters will be resets. And you'll be able to do the same run again. Now, this will give you anywhere between 2 to 3 bars worth of experience. It does seem like you get slightly less experience as you get close to 50, but even very close to 50, it's 2 bars of experience per run. And this should take you maybe anywhere between 1.5 to 2 hours to get to 50. So overall, in 3.5 to 4 hours total, you can go from level 1 to level 50 just doing nothing but this. Now, I do want to showcase one more thing really quickly. This is for Sorc specifically, on a pathing that we could take to get 1 more elite monster and make this a little bit more XP per hour. So what we're going to need is we're going to need the fireball enchant. This is going to give us the explosions that you saw. And we're going to be pairing this with shatter, which is going to give us 25% more damage while Frost Nova is active effectively. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting as normal, except we're not going to be using teleport. We have to save teleport here. We're going to be running at this pack as normal. We're going to be picking up this pack of elites too. And what we're going to be doing different here, and you could do this without Sorc too, but it's a little bit more efficient with Sorc, is running up these stairs, pulling this elite, and then immediately jumping down. The reason you kind of want this as Sorc only is because this way you don't actually lose any time pulling that extra pack. And those mobs that are chasing you will actually be at the stairs, which makes it kind of scary to do it as not Sorc if you can't just immediately teleport down the stairs, because you might get bottlenecked here and the monsters will be caught up to you and you might be stuck. So you can attempt that as a non-Sorc, but I probably wouldn't recommend it, especially if you're hardcore. If you're not hardcore and you're just killing everything slowly, then it's completely fine to do it. But it's just a little bit scary in hardcore. And then same thing here. We're just going to firewall this cyst as we're running by. And then we're just going to come over to this elite over here, pick this up. And then we're just going to run back to the house. We're going to be picking up this elite. And then we'll just be using Inferno. We'll then be Frost Novaing. And then we just do 1 or 2 of whatever build you're playing. Ideally, probably Flame Wall, since Flame Wall is so good. And then we move on. Unfortunately, I did press Frost Nova again like an idiot. So we have to wait around for a few seconds. But as soon as Frost Nova is up again, we can Inferno on top of the range mobs, freeze everything in place. 1 or 2 Frost Novas. Unfortunately, that elite didn't get caught in it. These 2 didn't die. But we just kill everything off and reset. So this will give you 1 elite over the normal pathing. And this should increase your XP per hour by a few percent. I can't really tell you exactly how much. I'd probably say maybe 5-10% more XP per hour at no loss of time. And then we just simply reset and we go again. That's all it really is to it. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. And to my knowledge, this is the absolute fastest way to actually currently level. And it's really nice if you want to do alts or if you die in hardcore and you need to make a new character. So I really have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below in the comments. I also stream on Twitch every day. So if you have any questions, feel free to come by there and ask them yourself if you don't want to write them in the comments, or if you just want to watch Allie play a cute sorceress. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.